Genres are defined by having similar forms, style, or subject matter. Genre is how we categorize anime. Each genre contains similar, familiar tropes. Slice of life, shonen battle anime, harem rom-com, sports anime, shoujo romance. All of these have established tropes that feel comfortable. But what happens when people start to blend genres together? A pinch of shonen battle manga, a dollop of ecchi, and a giant scoop of cooking, and you get Shokugeki no Soma, also known as Food Wars. Konosuba is an isekai shown through the lens of a sitcom, while Re:Zero is a horror anime pretending to be an isekai. Rent-A-Girlfriend is a coming-of-age story that is also a rom-com. Combining genres isn't a new concept. Authors have been doing it for decades. Which brings me to the subject of today's video, The Eminence in Shadow by Daisuke Aisawa. On the surface, this is just another isekai power fantasy. From a young age, our protagonist has dreamed of becoming the Eminence in Shadow, a mysterious figure who runs a secret organization dedicated to fighting evil from the shadows. He creates for himself a mob persona so he won't stand out at high school while he's perfecting his body and mastering numerous fighting techniques. He eventually realizes that magic is the only thing missing. How else will he protect himself from a nuclear bomb attack? While training in the mountains, after malnourishment, dehydration, and a probable concussion, he finally sees the light of magic and sprints towards it. Unfortunately, instead of magic, it was just Truck-kun coming to say hello. The young man is then reborn as Sid Kagano, the youngest son of a baron. He grows up in a world of fantasy where magic exists. His older sister consistently beats him in their practice duels. He only ever gets average grades at school. His parents consistently ignore him. All according to plan. Because no one must know that he is, at age 10, already building his name as Shadow. In order to keep up his training, we see young Sid slaughter a group of bandits and save a young elven girl from an incurable wasting disease. He then explains to her that the bandits who kidnapped her were actually part of a cult trying to resurrect the demon lord Diablos. The wasting disease was, in reality, a curse put there by Diablos when the heroes defeated him in ancient times, and this proves that the young elf maiden is actually a descendant of one of the heroes of old. The elf then dedicates her life to Sid. He names her Alpha, and she becomes his first follower. Over the next few years, he gathers many more girls who were cursed and has them join the ranks of Shadow Garden. So far, there's nothing unique about the Eminence in Shadow. On a surface level, this is basically just a random character getting isekai'd. The genre mold hasn't been broken yet. This is just a standard anime power fantasy, something we've seen dozens of times in the last 2 years alone. Our protagonist is even putting together a harem. The only real difference so far is that our main character is Chinubio instead of a NEET. The problem is, the story he told to Alpha and the rest of the members of Shadow Garden was all made up. He has no idea that there's a cult of Diablos, or how this woman got cursed. But because he said it, it's now real. There is now a cult of Diablos. Eminence in Shadow is unique amongst all the other isekai, because his Chinubio goals and dreams manifest themselves into reality. That's right, this is a Chinubio Haruhi isekai. Sid Kagano has the ability to warp reality simply by wishing for it. But, just like Haruhi Suzumiya, he has no idea that he has this power. And because he's Chinubio, the reality he makes becomes cartoonishly dark and evil. Flash forward 3 years. Sid's older sister is about to leave to go to Magic Night School at the age of 15. The night before she's supposed to leave, she's kidnapped. The members of Shadow Garden do everything in their power to find their master's sister. He looks at a map of the city, casually throws a dagger at the map, and says she's held there. Lo and behold, that precise spot is the location of the cult's base. This happens regularly throughout the series. Sid, acting in his alternate role of Lord Shadow, wishes to create a feeling of awe and admiration and goes to great lengths to be seen as both mysterious and wise. Because he desires this, it is so. Those who see him when he dons the Lord Shadow persona kneel in awe of his mighty presence. However, when people deign to notice him, they hold him in contempt while in his mob persona. which is exactly what Sid Kagano desires. I won't spoil anything more about the story, other than to say it has quickly risen up to be one of my favorites. The books abound with comedy and over-the-top drama. I highly recommend this series if you're wanting something fun. Volumes 1, 2, and 3 of the light novel have been translated into English and are available in both digital or physical. In fact, this is the only light novel I've ever seen that comes in hardback, which adds to the charm and Shinubio nature of the series. Volume 1 of the manga will also be released soon. As an aside, we haven't had any actual confirmation from the author that Sid Kagano has Haruhi-level powers in the new world he was isekai'd to. But based on everything I've read, this seems to be the case. If you've read either the light novel or the manga and have a different theory, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, my name is Danon. I'd like to thank the people who made this video possible, Jikage and my editor Cute Stuff. I've been working on this video for a while, and since I first wrote the script, an anime for Eminence and Shadow was announced. You can pick up physical copies of the light novel from your favorite bookstore or online retailer, or digital copies from Bookwalker. Link in the description below. Please like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you all again next week.